simple for yourself. 12 books in a year, 1 book in a month, 1 book in a month. You might discover that in 2 weeks you're able to read a book, you are able to complete a book, that's why your work schedule. Then you pick a second one. But if you set a goal of 54 books in a year, then you put yourself under pressure. You might even be reading just religiously and you can't comprehend what you're doing. So you need to set realistic goals. To listen to 50 podcasts in a month. Don't just set realistic goals, areas you want to grow, areas you want to develop, and then measure them little by little by little. If God helps you, if you live longer, if you're healthy, you still have a whole life ahead of you. Don't rush yourself to death. Set your unrealistic goals, untamed competition, and lofty ambitions that create insatiable desire. This is another problem with people who run companies, people, athletes, people, pastors, and then everybody you're competing. You're not competing with nobody. You are so unique in your own. You are just yourself. And like I said in the first episode, the car has many leaders. Every part of the car. The mirror does not need to compete with the windshield. The windshield doesn't compete with the battery. The battery doesn't compete with the ignition key. Ignition key does not compete with the steering. The steering doesn't compete with the tire. The tire is not even in competition with the wheels. Everyone is in its own right. You are unique, you are special. If you see people who think you are useless and worthless, it's because they have not understood your value. They don't know what to carry. And so you go look for those who understand you and work with them. But I'm telling you, you are so unique that God had to make sure that of all the billion cells, millions and million cells, and billions things that make up your DNA, He made sure that your DNA does not have to, does not compare to anybody. He made sure that your fingerprint is unique to you, your saliva trait is unique to you, your iris unique to you, your tongue print unique to you, your footprint unique to you. There are so many things that are unique to you in your blood cells, in your body alone, that is only you out of over 8 billion people on the face of the earth. Only you carry those things. How dare someone come tell you that you are useless? How dare someone comes challenging you, say you're just good for nothing, or you are just a copy? You can't die a copy. You are an original. You're an original person. God made you original. And because of that, you got to work yourself, to purpose. You live intentionally. Don't allow competition to drive you. It can drive you crazy in this world. Competition, it drives you to ungodly ambition, it drives you into so many kind of things. Just take it easy with yourself and grow at your pace and go at your pace. Dealing with relationship problems, especially ones that seem to circle with no resolution. You see, that is why I say to people, if you have a friend that you have to pander to, many years ago, I told one of my friends, I said, being friends with you is tasking me so much. I don't want to take a break. And then the person was saying, oh, what's up? I said, if I say good morning to you, you take it to the laboratory of your brain and you wonder whether it was the texture of my good morning. Is it out of love or out of hatred? Is it this or that? Is it? And you have so many questions just from my good morning. I said, I can't deal with people like you. You're going to, on your emotional health, you will burn out. Caring for people with serious chronic health conditions can also be part of it. Hey man, I have had to care for my wife. My older brother cared for his wife for 8 years. And for about 5 years or 6, she was bedridden, and everything that was done had to be done for her and all that. And my brother went through that. And when I look at him, and I could just see the grace of God. But after the wife passing, we have to organize for him to go through checkup and take some time out to rest and rebuild his life. That's how precious life is. And it can be so pressing, you will burn out. You won't understand what you're doing. I remember a day I called him and he said to me, Pastor, I don't even know what I'm doing. Just give me time. He said, every day I wake up, I just thank God I'm alive. I don't even know what I'm doing. He said, and I said, it's burnout. You need time out of that. So it happened. And I've been caring for my wife for some years now, and I know what burnout can be. When you're caring for people when they have health challenges, it can be very serious. And don't let that weigh you down. You've got to take a little bit. Some persons give you some relief so that you don't burn out. Otherwise, I have a pastor friend of mine whose member had a wife, a medical doctor, and she came down with stroke, and this man would take care of the wife. Just became a caregiver, dressed for her, take her everywhere, took her everywhere, did all that. I think they did that for about 2 years or so, maybe 3 years ish. And one day he woke up and said he was feeling a bit feverish. It was just, he doesn't know what was going on. And he passed on. And the woman is still alive. He's gone. So you do not want to risk your health because you're taking care of another. Take time out, take a break, look after yourself, and do some needful things. We're giving you the keys here. Trying to do too much on your own also creates an ideal environment for burnout to fester. Eventually you bend so much so that your back will eventually break. And that is when burnout happens. Say you are a single parent, for instance, and you have a full-time job, or trying to take some courses online and keep up with friends and and loved ones at the same time. The stress that accompanies such single factor might be manageable on its own, but the combination can easily be overwhelming when you put them together. Having to take care of children, God has helped me to have raised some people, especially if you're, like I said, if you're a caregiver. And if you look at people, my marriage is about 37 years, and we've had over 30 to 40 years, 40 people that have lived with us. Man, people are difficult to manage, and this set will go, another set will come. This set will go, another set will come. And when you put it together, it's difficult. It can be overwhelming. And so if you don't take steps to get support, you might run into trouble. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, so let's go to number 2. Identify immediate changes you can make. You might recognize a few ways to tighten your load right away. 3 different time-consuming projects keeping you working long hours after week can destroy you, can be the source of your burnout. Those with a lot of combination of ambition or a lot of ambition to succeed in their careers are tempted to do it all. They're tempted to do it all. But this can backfire when you end up with no energy for anything. Instead, try accepting that doing it all isn't realistic. And ask your supervisor, or assign you to another project, or add someone else to your team. Something happened. A young man in the military told me that he had to be, it was a special unit, he's there, he's here, he's over there, and then he started having this nagging headache because he just came out of war. And he started having this nagging headache. It wasn't going away. And he said, "Dad, this is what is going on." I said, "You need to get to the hospital. Go do MRI. Do this, do that." They did brain scan. There's no tumor. There's nothing. But he couldn't have it. Now the trauma of being in war front, and then constantly having to be on duty. And I asked him, "Have you spoken to your commander?" He said, "Wow, this military, Dad, we can't do that." I said, "You can do it. Because if you fall down and die, your commander is lost an officer. And they just give you military parade. That's all. And we've lost you. You go talk to your commander and say, 'Sir, I have health concern. I have this nagging migraine, and this is what is going on.'" He is a human being. He's going to listen. He went to him and he told him, "Sir, I need help." This is what he said. "Officer, why didn't you tell me that?" "Oh, you don't have to be in all the operations." "Okay, I move you out." Immediately he transferred him and he said, "You're such a fine officer. I don't want to lose you. You need to go into this." That's what happens when you speak out. See, if you're overwhelmed with work and personal commitments, but still can't bring yourself to turn down requests from your loved ones, then those people who have tendencies of burning out. Those people with people-pleasing tendencies often take too much to avoid letting anyone down. I say, I don't want them down. I don't want to let them die. You know, they depended on me. If they depend on you, if you are not here, I told you in the last episode, let me say it again. The graveyards, the cemeteries all around the world are filled with indispensable people. You will have been gone, and while your body is still warm, you are yet to be buried, they will have announced your replacement. I mean, the CEO, healthcare, whatever, healthcare company in America that died, the body was still warm. The shareholders could not even dignify him by postponing the meeting. They went ahead, held the meeting while his body was still warm, and announced his replacement with immediate effects. See how it goes? Announce his job, they announced vacancy for his position. So be very careful. You are not indispensable. The world will move on without you. The sky is not going to fall down when you leave. If you are already running out of hours in the day for the things you absolutely need to do, adding more tasks will only add more frustration and stress. Evaluate your existing commitments and consider cancelling or rescheduling a few of them. The immediate relief this brings may surprise you. So take it easy. Cancel some programs. I think it was last year, I had invitations to about 10 countries, and everybody's calling, when are you coming in, when are you coming in, when are you coming in? But within the same 6 months or 5 or 6 months of the year, I lost 6 people, including my dad and my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law and another cousin-in-law, and I lost 6 close family people. You know, this died of heart attack, this died, and all that together. And so what did I do? I decided I'm not traveling nowhere. I just canceled everything. I rescheduled the ones I could reschedule, and so that to give myself time to grieve, to overcome my crisis, and then come back refreshed. Do you understand what I'm saying? Number 3, talk to people you trust. If you feel unsure of how to begin sorting through the causes of burnout and looking for ways to ease your stress, that's normal. We all go through that. But burnout can become so overwhelming. How to address it itself seems exhausting. It is also hard to identify potential solutions when you feel spent. So involving a trusted loved one can help you, feel sorted out or supported and less stressed. Friends, family members, partners can help you to brainstorm possible solutions. There are people that are also good counselors and possibly therapists. They can help you. They are close enough to your life to have some understanding of what your work schedule are and what works for you and what is best for you, to have enough distance to consider the solution or the situation with some clarity. And your wife will say, I think you're not doing enough. I've had to work in the past few days. We were doing some recording, doing some work and all that, and I had to do some training, and I found I was overworked, I couldn't sleep. And in the daytime, and my wife said, I think you need to sleep. You need to shut down and sleep. I said, well, we have some things to say, but you did so much yesterday and your body demands something. And so because she understands that, she just gave me the counsel. I walked by it and I had about 30, 40 minutes. I was refreshed. So open up to people about the distress you are experiencing, and that takes courage though. But you need to be humble enough to know that you don't know everything, that if you help others, you also need to be helped. The doctor who doctors others is doctored by another doctor. He has to be examined, has to be treated by another doctor. Every doctor has his own doctor too, especially when you worry that they see you as incapable, being lazy or being vulnerable. But excuse me, when you are burning out, it's not a time to feel invincible. You are really not. But struggling through burnout alone can make it overwhelming. And overcoming it can be much more difficult if you don't calm down and talk to people that can help you. So, you never know, you may never know, your loved ones may have experienced similar things, they may have gone through it themselves, and now they are ready to help you. And they will provide you with some valuable insight as to how you could resolve yours. So talk to a therapist. Okay, talk to a therapist. Confronting burnout isn't easy, especially when it's already taking a toll on you, on your personal relationships, and the quality of your life. So a therapist can offer professional guidance to help you by identifying the remote causes, and then explore possible coping methods and navigate, any life challenges contributing to your burnout. So burnout can provoke feelings of helplessness and can also play a part in feelings of depression. So it is particularly important to talk to a therapist if you need to. And you will know you need to talk to a therapist when you experience the following. One, you have feeling of helplessness, hopelessness. You have persistent low mood swings, and experiencing thoughts of hurting yourself or other people. Resetting yourself after burnout can be a lengthy process, but by choosing to address it, you've already taken the first step. So examine your options will help you. Unfortunately, addressing burnout isn't always straightforward, but this doesn't have to mean it will hold you down forever. You may have an easy road to recovery, but a little exploration may help to unearth some kind path. So maybe your boss is the one keep piling work. You need to talk with him. That's why your request for him to furnish you with some, build up your team or less project. It might be time for you to start searching for a new job. I know people that are having burnout. I talk to somebody, and this person lives triangular life. It is from house to work, from work, house, and to church, and then market and back. No social life, nothing. And their whole life just built around the same thing. They are unable to date, they are unable to get into a relationship, they are unable to do anything outside of this job. You need to look for another job. If you feel burnt out because of relationships or difficulties in your relationships, then a counselor can offer support to take you closer as you look at your relationship and whether it is serving your best interest. In short, when you give everything you have and it isn't enough, there's not much more you can do besides moving on for your own sake. Sometimes just knowing other routes exist can renew hope and can help you remember you have power to make changes. If you have to change, you have to do that. Make those changes. Take back control. That's what I'm going to start with next time. You need to take back control. You may not be able to do everything at once, but stepping back, talking to those who help you will be the key to it. Don't let yourself down. You can take back your life. Burnout can make you feel powerless, but you might feel as if your life is rushing past you and you can't keep up. Let's stop it. If outside factors contributed to burnout, you might blame these circumstances and have a hard time. But it's your job to sit back and think about what you need to do in order to change the situation. Till I come your way next time, this is TLC, and I want you to share this link with others and then join us at the next time. And God bless you.
Remember, your journey of self-discovery is a continuous one. Embrace the challenges, celebrate your successes, and never stop believing in your ability to grow. Thank you for listening to The Life Coach. Until next week, Friday, by 8 p.m.,